Nigerian youth have been urged to be positive about opportunities that exist in the country and embrace the right values. This is coming from the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria LNG Limited, Babs Omotoa, who spoke at the Role Model Forum organized by the Center for Values in Leadership in Lagos. Mr. Omotoa said that with the right values, youth can overcome challenges and realize their potential.
The audience is made up of mostly young people. Maybe the thoughts on their minds are bordering on how to develop their leadership potential as they listen to experienced leaders talk about values.
Focus is important, perseverance is important. Be focused on whatever you are doing. Maintain high level of integrity. Keep focused on your values.
The importance of values are highlighted as key for leadership. And to be pragmatic with all that was said here, some of the young people get rewards for exhibiting leadership qualities like punctuality. The founder of the Center for Values in Leadership, Professor Pt.3, believes that with the right values, the younger generation can transform Nigeria, even as the MD CEO of the NLNG challenges them on the opportunities inherent in embracing quality values.
If we can groom a whole generation to have the kind of values that will enable them change that global image of Nigeria, will enable them offer, leadership that is other-centered rather than self-centered, because leadership is really other-centered behavior, that we can transform this country and its potential will come alive. The promise of Nigeria can be reclaimed by this generation if they get to learn what it means to lead.
I think there are very few countries in the world that have the kind of opportunities Nigeria has. I think as we see, we have not just natural resources, that we have a lot of oil and gas and several others, but also the human resources, the people, the potential in Nigeria. And when you see Nigerians all over the world, there's nowhere they don't prove themselves. So the opportunities, I think, are huge. And the economy is growing. It's growing 7-8%, and I think still a lot of room to grow in several sectors. So I think the youth of Nigeria are in a very fortunate position. What they must have is they must have the conviction that this country really will still be the place where they will be able to maximize their potential into the future.
It is said that opportunities wait for no one. Perhaps these ones are preparing themselves ahead of time.
The socio-political and economic stability is achievable if planning is prioritized. These were comments from speakers at the 2014 Planners Conference in Lagos. Correspondent Loretta Chogo reports that the challenges and the handling of insecurity was brought to the fore.
We mustn't wait till when things escalate that we begin to find solutions. Because if it is not properly planned, you now discover that you are beginning to do fire brigade approaches.
The president of the...
When things escalate, that we begin to find solutions. Because if it is not properly planned, you now discover that you are beginning to do fire brigade approaches.
The president of the Institute of Planning hitting the nail on the head as to the importance of planning and its resultant effect. The reason for this gathering. From the former Minister of National Planning to the current man at the helms of affairs in the Planning Ministry, the comments all told the same line.
The major challenge for macroeconomic management over the vision period is achievement of a diversified economic structure away from oil. This is also considering the decline in international oil price from $100 per barrel to less than $80 per barrel.
One of the measures uses is electricity, access to electricity. I'm sure you know that has a significant effect on the quality of lives of the individual, isn't it? So to that extent, many of us in Nigeria are electrically poor, isn't it? Another is security in this country. So in terms of determining quality of life, you have to take into account many other factors.
And as the 2015 election draws near, and all plans ongoing to ensure it's Pt.3, the former Commissioner of Police in Lagos, Akpoyibo, drops a bombshell.
Now, we are talking about the activities of police during election. Look, do you know in Benin Republic here, when they are conducting election, nobody says that you won't see any policeman there. You won't find any policeman there. People go there, they vote in an orderly manner, and they go away. They come and do it in Nigeria. Politicians, they are the ones who go there and carry the ballot paper and begin to run. Some people go there with pump action and begin to fire into the air. Until we change our orientation, there's no way we can get it right.
More issues bordering on national and human development will be brought to the fore as the 2014 Annual Planners Conference concludes on Wednesday. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
First Bank. Welcome to Business News. A total of 210.35 billion naira is being proposed by the Ogun State government as its budget for the 2015 fiscal year. Now, this is slightly above the current 2014 appropriation of 210.28 billion naira. Under the new budget, recurrent expenditure is expected to go up 92.09 billion naira, while capital expenditure is 118.26 billion naira, representing 56.22% of the appropriation bill.
How do we intend to finance the budget? The proposed 210.35 billion budget for the year 2015 will be funded as follows. The internal denominator revenue will be 99.35 billion, representing 47.23% of the budget. The federal revenue account was expecting a total of 53 billion, representing 25.2% of the budget. And capital receipts will be 58 billion, representing 27.57%.
We're still talking budget presentation, and it's off to Bayelsa State, where Governor Seriki Dixon has presented the 2015 budget estimate of the state of 320.6 billion naira to the House of Assembly for consideration. Now presenting the budget tagged Budget of Completion, the governor explained that the amount comprises 175.17 billion naira, or 54% for recurrent expenditure, while 144.8 billion naira, or 45.2%, represents capital expenditure. Now, the Nigerian Stock Exchange has signed a memorandum of understanding with the London Stock Exchange Group to promote mutual development between the two bourses. At the signing ceremony, which took place in Lagos, the exchanges expressed readiness to support the dual listing of African companies in the London and Lagos markets.
One of the things that we are most looking forward to with this partnership is exploring the possibility of dual listings between our Nigerian companies, other African companies that may list on the exchange, and the London Stock Exchange. We've already seen this year the very successful example of the Seplat listing, which was a number of firsts, and one of that was the first dual listing of a company's shares between Lagos and London. And so these are sort of opportunities, in line with many others, that we are looking to be able to facilitate and fast track with the signing of a formal agreement which will provide a framework for the partnership between London Stock Exchange and Nigerian Stock Exchange.
We're going to make sure that we organise at least 3 major events each year to bring companies from London who have interest in Nigeria to talk about what benefits they can get from listing on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and vice versa. So companies in Nigeria that are looking to raise international capital coming to London to talk to the international investor community there. And we will also make sure that the infrastructure to encourage listings between the two markets is up to scratch, so that investors on both sides can trade on both exchanges free of any concerns.
Now, the equities market shed 1.67% at the end of the trading session today. Well, here's Bolaji Akewale with a look at the day's figures.
Hello, welcome to the Stock Market Report. The benchmark index ended in the negative territory, down 1.67% to close at 34,896.50. On the advances table, Total led with a gain of 6 naira. It was followed by Orlando and US property with 1 naira 82 kobo and 52 kobo each. On the laggards list, Dangote Cement dropped 10 naira 25 kobo. It came ahead of Flour Mill with 3 naira 70 kobo and Ashaka Cement with 2 naira 38 kobo. On the volume chart, Transcorp recorded 19.7 million units of shares. Also, FBN Holding and Zenith Bank were among the top volume drivers for the day. In all, investors staked 2.2 billion naira for 179.8 million shares and traded in 3,962 deals. That's it on the stock market report. I'm Bolaji Akinwale.
And that's it on business news. So Lami will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
Well, still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria and South Africa fire war of words ahead of tomorrow's Crunch AFCON qualifier. That's in sports news. Stay with us.